Now we move into probably one of the most uncomfortable truths there is within the red pill. Now, I thought about this and I was considering whether or not this was red pill or this was black pill. And I still don't really know. I would say it's red pill, but it's also black pill. Now, maybe black pill takes red pill concepts and ideologies and runs with it a little too far. I don't really know, or I don't really care that much, because the truth is the truth, whether it's labeled as red pill or it's labeled as black pill. From my experience, black pill guys are a little too dramatic, a little too emotional. Red pill guys are a little more realistic, a little more living in reality. But I don't really know, and I don't really care if it's red pill or black pill specifically, but I'm going to label it as red pill. And this truth is that your looks matter. Your looks matter. It matters. Okay, as far as women are concerned. If you're not doing well with women, it's probably because you're not very good looking, unfortunately. And a lot of guys really don't understand this. They just don't quite get it. Some guys get it, some guys don't. And like I said, it's easy to label this as black pill because, and I guess maybe you could just say that black pill has adopted this concept, and it's really one of their core tenets is that, hey, if you're not good looking, nothing in life matters for you. And it's kind of true. It's kind of true. If you're not good looking, it's going to affect your life big time. It's going to be a big aspect of your life if you're just if you're not a good looking guy. With that said, there are ways to go around it. With that said, there are ways to make yourself more attractive to women, because women are not all about looks. And now this is something that I talk about a lot as well, and I talk about it in a negative light, actually, because a lot of men really are just about looks. We just want a pretty girl who's down to earth and kind of cool that we can have sex with, or we can date, or we can marry. And she's pretty, and she doesn't give us a hard time, and she's loyal, and that's all we really require from women. We don't require that women, make money. We don't require that women have resources. I was looking at a meme just a second ago, actually, which said, let me see if I can find that real quick. Basically, it said, let me just scroll up and find it because it's right here. Yeah, there's this meme where. I'll just show it to you real quick. It's on Facebook. If I can. My Facebook might be acting up. It says, girls fail in exams. They just get pretty and they get married. A boy fails in an exam. He's got to be a taxi driver. Let's see. I don't really understand this picture on the right very much. Like a taxi driver or something like that. But the headline is, men carry the burden of success. Is the only option. Failure is not. Men carry that burden. Our only option is success. If men aren't successful, we don't get to carry our genes on. Our genes don't go forward. And I'm not sure why people don't understand that, and why people don't understand that that's not like that's for real. Like if we don't have a career, if we don't work, we don't get to have a family. Like, women will not sleep with us. Women will not date us. Women will not marry us. And it's true also that if you're not good looking, women won't, to a good extent. But if you're a steady guy and you're not terrible looking, and you dress yourself decent, and you come across as a nice guy, a lot of women will say, you know what, I'm tired of these bad boys. It's not working out. I'm going to go check out this nice guy. And then if you do everything right, if you play all your cards right, I wouldn't say suck up to her, but if you treat her special and treat her not, like, she might stick with you, maybe. But really, the truth of the matter is, looks matter, and also for men, success matters, right? So again, men aren't checking to see if women have a great career, like quality men should. Like, I actually used to say that a lot. That should be one of your standards. Make sure she's got a good job. You don't want no bummy women, right? But it's not quite the same thing. Like, if a girl works at, like, say, a department store, or if she works as a clerk somewhere, like, and she's good looking, most guys aren't really gonna care. Okay, you know, she's a clerk, cool. Like, I make the money, that's cool with me. Like, you're a clerk, whatever. Like, at least you're not a bum. Like, you know, you clean yourself, you wear decent clothes, you're decently behaved. Like, that's good enough for me. I don't require that you have a degree from a university. I don't require that you have a career at a Fortune 500 company. Like, that doesn't matter to me. I don't care if you're making $50K a year or you're making $20K a year. As long as you're not lazy, as long as you don't have a bad attitude, and as long as you're decent looking, most guys will be fine with that. With women, it's not the same thing, right? We have the burden of success. Men have burden of success. And if we're not successful, it's just this simple: our genes won't be passed on to the next generation. But let me get back to the good looking thing, right? So, you know, like I said, yes, it matters that a man works, and it doesn't matter that a woman works as much, you know, as long as she's not real slovenly, right? That matters. But when it comes to looks, you can get away with, there is ways to get around it. If you make enough money and you provide, because this is how female nature is. So if any woman says, oh no, you know, it's, you know, because this is what women always try to do. They try to make men and women equal. This is what women always try to do. They try to equalize men and women, because that way, if they do something bad, they can always say, well, men do it too. And because they're all about blame shifting. They don't want to take accountability. They don't want to take agency. They don't want to be different, because they know deep down, if they're labeled as different, right, then they will have to take accountability. They will have to take responsibility for their behavior. But if they can equalize it and make things on an equal level, then, you know, they can point the finger and say, men do it too, right? And this is what the whole equality movement is all about, right? Let's equalize things. That way we can blur the lines of our behavior. And it's a good attempt, but, you know, guys who have experience, guys who are smart, we know better. So it's not the same thing, right? It's not really the same thing. Female nature, women are motivated by security. Women are motivated by, they want a man who can provide. And this is men's burden of success. You have to be a provider, or else no one cares about you. You're a loser, right? Women aren't really labeled losers. You don't really ever hear anybody call a woman a loser. Even if she's on drugs, even if she's a bad mother, even if she's on welfare, you don't really hear that a lot. You don't really hear people say, oh, that woman is a loser. You hear, oh, there's all this empathy, right? Oh, I hope she gets her life together. Oh, she needs help. She needs counseling. But a man, if he's on welfare, a man, if he can't provide for his kids, he's called a deadbeat. They don't call him deadbeat mothers. They call them deadbeat fathers. There's no term in our culture that says deadbeat mothers. No, it's deadbeat fathers, because males, we have the burden of success. If a woman isn't successful, people feel sorry for her. People give her things. People try to console her. People say, oh, I hope she does better. But when a man's a loser, they scoff and they say, oh gosh, he might as well be dead. Like, this is why men commit suicide. This is why men commit suicide at an alarmingly higher rate than women do. Men have the burden of success. But one thing that's not talked about that much is our looks, right? It's not that it's really underscored because everybody's focusing on our success. However, our looks are very important. Like I said at the very beginning of this video, if you're not doing well with women, it's probably because you're not good looking. And this is a red pill truth or a black pill truth, whatever. It's a universal truth that a lot of guys just sort of don't really understand, is that if you are good looking, a lot of things will fall into your lap. A lot of things will just work for you. A lot of things will, you just don't have the same problems as guys who aren't good looking. You know, you don't do bad with women. You don't really, you don't get that depressed. You're not really that lonely. You're not really hurting for friends. You're not hurting for things to do. People are always inviting you places. Right? Women are attracted to you. Women give you their numbers. Women respond to you. Your game is different, right? I'm in some game communities. I know a lot of guys, talk about game and like, oh, just go talk to her, just go approach her, just go do this. Well, when you're not a very good looking guy and you do that, the result is different, right? So you have a whole different set of realities. You have a whole different set of the way people react to you,
right? If you're a good-looking guy, people treat you different. People treat you nicer. And it goes for women too. If you're good-looking women, yes, you're living life on extra easy mode. Like, good-looking people in general are living life on easy mode. If you're a good-looking woman, you are living life on extra easy mode. Like, everything's easy. You don't have to do nothing. Like, you don't have to pay for drinks. You don't have to pay for dinners. And I'm not saying like you can just walk into a restaurant and restaurants give you free dinners. I'm saying if you're on a date, men gotta pay. Men will pay. Men will gladly pay because they're not with a good-looking woman every day, right? They're not always with the good-looking woman. Even good-looking guys, to some extent, have scarcity, right? To some extent, like, well, you know, I would say that the best looking guys are really not at all in scarcity mindset. They have abundance. Women are always wanting to date them and sleep with them. So that's a whole different ballgame. But if you're just an average looking guy, or if say you're a 7 out of 10, like you're good looking but you're not like hot guy, like you're decent looking, like you're still going to have to pay for dinner. You're still going to have to work for things. Girls might give you some attention, but you know what I mean? So if you're a hot girl, man, you don't have to do nothing. Guys will pay your rent and they'll pay your tuition. They got sugar daddy websites. I mean, don't think these girls aren't taking advantage of that. Don't think that these girls aren't secretly cam girls on the side and secretly do porn, secretly, you know, are on sugar daddy websites. Don't think that that's not happening, because that's happening big time. If girls know how to sign up for Tinder, they can sign up to be a sugar baby. Believe me. And they get money for free. They don't have to do anything. All they got to do is breathe and respond to a couple messages, and a guy will put money in their account in the hopes that one day she'll meet him, or one day, and they don't even have to meet them. They'll just put tens of thousands of dollars, and it's weird, you know. Now, OnlyFans is kind of a joke. OnlyFans really is, you know, for girls who think they're good looking and they're not as good looking as they think they are, because OnlyFans are really, I mean, some girls, if you're really good looking, you can make money on it, but smart guys, and there's always going to be simps out there, but I think that smart guys are not going to be paying for OnlyFans, because all you get is porn, and it's like porn is free. You don't, and I mean, obviously, I haven't even touched on how much porn is out there. So girls are doing porn. Yeah, some girls are on OnlyFans, but I don't think they're making as much money as they would as a sugar baby or a cam girl or whatever. They're just living life on easy mode. Life is a breeze for them. Life is easy. And yes, if you're a really good looking guy, it's a lot easier, but it's still not as easy. You still have the burden of success, right? If you're a real good looking guy, women will have sex with you, but they won't date you long term. Women will sleep with you, but they won't consider you a long term viable partner. And I've been in that situation before, where I was able to play the bad boy role, and girls, you know, liked me because of my bad boy attitude. I'm not the best. I'm not great looking guy. And like, that's how I can say this, is because if I don't play a bad boy role, if I don't put on an air of having high value, I can't get away with it because I'm not good looking enough. I'm like, in some angles, I'm okay. It's like, I'm a tall guy, I'm in good shape, but my face ain't great. Okay. Like, so, I know what it is. I know what it is to be an ugly guy, and I can be considered ugly at certain angles. At certain angles, I'm decent. Certain angles, I'm not good looking, right? I just don't. It's all about the shape of your face, and you can't really help that. Yeah, you can get plastic surgery. Yeah, you can try to do some things here and there, and maybe that'll help. But ultimately, it's just what we're born with, and it sucks, man. It sucks because it's just, you know, no one can help that. No one can. I mean, if we could, we'd all be good looking. No one can help it, and that's where life really sucks. And that is I guess that's a black pill truth, because, you know, it really is it's a hit or miss thing, and you just got to get lucky genetically, and most people aren't, you know, and it sucks, which is why most people are just not that sexually active. Most people are not that, they don't date around that much, and really the people who do date around and have a lot of sex and are, you know, do all that, are all the good looking people, because they just got lucky. You know, and it's something that has always kind of made me sad about life. And it matters. It matters for relationships. It matters for quote unquote love, right? It all plays into it, you know. But So these are all things, and it's one of the hardest red pill truths that you got to learn. Looks, money, status matters. It matters to women, and women don't want to admit it. They're always got their stories. Oh, I dated this guy who didn't work, and I dated this guy who was a bum, and blah 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 blah. And then you keep talking to him, and you realize that, well, they dumped him because he was a bum. He wasn't going anywhere in life. They dumped him because, they wanted a guy who had a future. They wanted a guy who could provide a lifestyle for them. They wanted a guy who they could feel good about. Oh, my guy works and I'm proud of him because he brings home the bacon and he's got a mortgage and all this shit. And it's like, that's female nature, man. You think your wife, or not your wife, but you think your girl loves you, you think your girlfriend loves you unconditionally? Bullshit. Lose your job. See where it is, I can't tell you how many times I've been on dates with girls, and it always comes up. Women know how to assess men. What do you do for a career? Like, they know how much you make. They know how much your value is. They can tell by the way you dress. They can tell by the pictures you put on your dating profile. They can tell by, obviously, it says what you do for work, right? They're looking for that. They're checking for that. Oh, this guy is a mortgage broker. This guy works at a Fortune 500 company. This guy does this. This guy does that. They know. They're looking at it. And women know better than anyone, because that's part of what they're looking for. That's part of their whole thing. And for guys to not understand this and think that there's such a thing as true love, and think that, oh, she really loves me for me, like, nah, man. Unless she's with you back when you had nothing, unless she chose you when, or I wouldn't even say chose you, unless you guys just miraculously came together, for a love, it was a spontaneous love moment when you guys were both 18 and you were a loser and you didn't have anything, like the movies, right? When the nerdy loser guy gets the girl, like, that doesn't happen in real life. That's Hollywood. That's a movie for a reason, right? It doesn't happen in real life. The nerdy guy does not get the girl in most cases. And if he does, it's temporary. Like, she might, he's kind of cute and he's kind of funny, and she might try him out, but she's not going to stick with him for 10 years. She's not going to be with him when he's 28, or she's not going to be with him when he's 18 until he's 28, right? It's not going to happen. She might date him for a little while. Like, you might have been the nerdy guy and you got lucky and you got a girlfriend in high school or whatever for a year, and then she met some other guy who was a college guy and he was studying, for his MBA in business, or a lawyer or whatever, and then she left you in the dust, or she found the rocker guy, she found the guy who was in a band or whatever. Like, that's all real, man. People talk about that like it's a joke. That's for real, because that's female nature, right? She will leave you in the dust for someone better. This is hypergamy. This is open hypergamy. Hypergamy does not care how much you love her. Hypergamy does not care how long you've been together. Hypergamy does not care. Read Rollo Tomassi, The Rational Male. Hypergamy does not care. It's always looking for the bigger, better deal. So unless she sticks with you for 10 years while you were struggling and working at Jack in the Box, and she never cheated on you, like, it ain't true love, man. Women wait around at the finish line and pick the winners. That's it. She just waits to see who wins, and then she picks the guy who wins. And what is winning? You drive a Mercedes. What is winning? You got a $100K a year job. What is winning? You got that nice house. That's what women are after. Okay? I can't tell you how many women have asked me what I do for work. I can't tell you how many women have asked me where I live. Do I own a house? Do I have this? Do I have that? I've lied in the past. That I own my own business. I rent my own condo. I've lied and it's worked. And then I've told the truth and it hasn't worked, right? I've told the truth, and it's like, people might get mad at me at lying for that, but at the time I just felt like, well, fuck these girls. Like, they're just shallow anyways. What does it matter? Like, oh, you're only going to choose me if I own a business and I make money, and this, like, it's bullshit. Like, no way. So you learn that red pill, man. Looks, money, status matter. It all matters, and if you're not doing well with women, it's probably because you're not good looking. I hear, like I said, I follow I'm in these game groups, and it's interesting because they're always they're always like, yeah, just go talk to her, just go do this, and then you look at the guy and it's like, he's a good looking dude, and it's like, no wonder. It makes sense. Yeah, it's easy for a good looking dude to just go say anything. Oh, hey, like, I like your shoes, how you doing? Like, easy. If you're good looking, she'll just be like, oh yeah, my shoes, ha, 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 let's fuck. Like, seriously, like, like, but the guys who aren't that good looking, they're always the ones who are like, oh, I gotta come up with some, cool opening line to make, like, it doesn't matter what you say. It matters how good looking you are. And you watch these game coaches and these dating coaches, etc. I'm not going to name any names, but just go watch them, and they'll always say the same thing. It doesn't matter what you say. Just go talk to her. It doesn't matter. And what they're not telling you is the reason why it doesn't matter what you say is because it matters how good looking you are. That's what matters. Are you a good dresser? Are you in shape? Are you good looking? Those things matter. Like, your face matters. Sorry, and you're born with it. You can't help it. That matters, and I've met a lot of women who actually feel bad about that. I've met a lot of women who, because they're the ones who do a lot of rejecting. Women do a lot of rejecting, and actually, I think they kind of feel sad about rejecting guys after a while. They're like, damn, this is a really nice guy, but I'm just not attracted to him, so I feel bad about that. I think they feel bad about how shallow they are. They feel bad that they chase the bad boy, that they want the hot bad boy, and they friend zone the ugly nice guy. I really think many of them feel bad about it. And I've dated a lot of girls. I've talked to a lot. I've been friends with a lot of girls, and I've been that guy. I've been that guy who's been rejected, and so I've got and I've been the guy who's got laid. So I've got it from all angles. I've seen it from all angles, and I think that they really do feel kind of bad. I think that they feel bad for their own nature. They feel bad for their own hypergamy, to an extent. Nature is pretty cruel. Like, you go watch, a National Geographic nature documentary. It doesn't care. Nature doesn't care. It's pretty cruel. Most girls don't care, but some of them do. Some of them really do kind of feel bad. It's kind of both. Like, they feel bad, but then at the end of the day, they don't really care that much, because women are the biggest proponents of nature anywhere. Women are not idealistic. Women are not, traditional in the sense that, like, women don't love idealistically. Let's just put it that way. Women don't love on principle. Women don't love men. That's a Hollywood lie. That's a Hollywood bullshit. Like, oh, he's so loyal and he's so nice and all this, like, and I want to marry him because of that. No, it's because he's got a nice job. It's because he's a steady provider. It's because he's good looking. It's because he has those proponents, looks, money, status, that she could depend on and that she wants. And that's the black pill truth, or the red pill truth, whatever you want to call it. That's the real sad truth about the whole matter. That's what it really comes down to. She doesn't love a guy because he really wants to love her. Like, I saw this movie, oh man, what's that movie? Damn, I wish I could remember that movie. There's this movie with this girl who was in Party of Five. I forget her name. I want to say Jennifer Love Hewitt. And it's about this high school kid who has this huge crush on this girl for like all 4 years of high school, and he's just super shy. He can't tell her. And then finally, the last day, there's like this high school party where they're all graduating, going to college. And then he writes her this letter, and she doesn't know it's him. And she's like, "Who wrote this letter?" Because it's like this beautiful letter where, like, "I love you" and all this stuff, and "I've always loved you." And he lists off all these, like, attributes, because he's really kind of a stalker in a way. And then he finally tells her, and he's like, "It was me, I wrote the letter," and, like, I forget what it's called. I think it's called Can't Hardly Wait. I'm pretty sure it's called Can't Hardly Wait. Can't Hardly Wait. And it's with this, I don't know the guy, but it's with Jennifer Love Hewitt. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, Can't Hardly Wait. And finally at the end, she falls for him because he really cared about the real her. Like, that is bullshit. That is 100,000% bullshit. That's Hollywood bullshit. That is not how women act. That is not how women choose men. That is not how it goes down. The red pill truth is that women choose based on looks, money, and status, period. That's it. That's it. It's not women do not love idealistically. They do not care. They do not care how much you love them. They don't care how much of of a crush you have on them. They don't care how much you put them on the pedestal. They simply do not care. Nature does not care. The crocodile does not care that the gazelle wants to live. The crocodile itself wants to live. The crocodile says, I gotta eat me a gazelle or else I'm not gonna live. And the crocodile will gladly, mercilessly, ruthlessly eat the gazelle, chop it up, kill it, chop it in half, and go watch it. Go watch these nature channels. They're ruthless. It's ruthless. And it's the same with women. Women are ruthless. Nature is ruthless. Biology is ruthless. Trust me, it is ruthless, ruthless, ruthless. If you are not good looking, you do not matter. You might as well not exist. Doesn't matter how nice you are. Doesn't matter how good your game is. Doesn't matter how nice you dress. Doesn't matter, What only thing that matters is looks, money, status. You can do all the tricks in the books. If you don't have those, now again, like I said, money can make up for your looks. Money and status, if you're famous or you got a lot of money, it can make up for it in women's minds. That's all that matters to female biology. Looks, money, status. If you're not one of those things, you don't matter. Okay? Nature has ruled you out. Now does this mean you can never get married? Does this mean you can never get a woman? No. Women will mess around with ugly guys. Women will date ugly guys. Women will occasionally, you'll see it. There's exceptions. There is exceptions, but for the most part, no. Go in your neighborhood. Go walk around your neighborhood. Go take a drive. Look at all these houses. The reason why there's women in those houses is because the guy earned the money to make that house. That's why. If you don't make that money, if you don't earn that money, she's not going to live with you. If you're living at home or you live in some dinky apartment, she probably won't even live with you. Now, women will move into an apartment with a guy, but for the most part, she wants the guy with the higher money. This is hypergamy. This is female nature. This is the sad thing about life. So if anybody tells you, looks don't matter, no, they're full of shit. Looks matter. Okay? There's exceptions, but looks matter. If anybody tells you, money doesn't matter, they're full of shit. They're trying to sell something. Money matters. If anybody tells you status doesn't matter, they're full of shit. They're trying to sell something. Status matters. It matters. All right? That's today's lesson. That's what I wanted to delve into. I think I've pretty much touched on that subject. Appreciate you guys listening. It's been Jay Lee with Northwest Podcast. Peace.